Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's Friday, August 26th, 2016. There were two stories today that were shining examples of something I call coincidence programming. Here in the United States of America, we have an epidemic where so many people attribute everything in this world to coincidence, which is something that has been done to them purposefully so that they do not see the truth of the deception of this world they live in. We're going to look at two stories from the headlines today. The bicycle accident of Richard Branson, the billionaire that owns Virgin Group. He got in a bike accident that supposedly nearly killed him on the same day in history that his mansion burned down in 2011, which was August 22nd, a date I said to watch out for this year. We're going to talk about that story, but first we're going to talk about what's right before our eyes. First known case of sexual ZIKA transmission without symptoms, and why this is a prime example of coincidence programming. Look at the opening paragraph. A man who had no idea he had ZIKA has given the virus to his female partner during sex, the Centers for Disease Control announced today. It's the first documented case of a person with no symptoms sexually transmitting the virus to a partner who had not traveled to an area of active ZIKA circulation. The announcement came on the same day the Food and Drug Administration revised its guidance to recommend that all blood donations in the United States and its territories be tested for the ZIKA virus. So do you get it? You know, the FDA, they put out this new, restriction or protocol that all blood should be checked for ZIKA, and then we get a story about a symptomless transition of ZIKA, somebody that would be a shining example of why they want to do these checks. And what I have been exposing since January 1st, 2016 is that ZIKA is propaganda by the numbers. That's the other thing I want to talk about in this channel, propaganda by the numbers. If you're new here, I talk about numerology and gematria. The reason I talk about it is because the people who run the media, the Zionist Jews, they're Kabbalists. Kabbalist is Jewish mysticism and numbers that incorporates these languages. So, you read the reporting, they got a Dr. John Brooks who reminds people to go out and buy their petrochemical sprays and douse themselves with these chemicals that are truly toxic to protect themselves from the phantom mosquito virus. If anything is really going on here, it's that the FDA and all these agencies are trying to cover their ass and cover up what's really going on with women at this day and age and all the problems with infants, from the SIDS, to the allergies, to this thing that they're now blaming on the mosquitoes. When I was a child, I was born in 1983. When I was a child growing up, you didn't see all this stuff. But the kids born 10 years after me, 15 years after me, they have all this disease and illness. What happened between my generation and all the generations before me until the 10, 15 years after, and all this stuff that pregnant women have to look out for? Anyhow, this doctor's named Dr. John Brooks, Gematria 59 like kill, and here he is recommending very toxic mosquito sprays. So many of the things that are sold in stores are toxic to us, are our slow death, and people think that because they're in the stores, because they're approved by the FDA, they're safe. It isn't so. Also, with regards to this ZIKA and sexual transmission, remember, that announcement was made February 2nd, the 33rd day of the year. And of course, ZIKA, sexual transmission, it automatically reminds people of HIV and AIDS. AIDS equals 33. We got the announcement for ZIKA and sex on the 33rd day of the year. In this reporting, it says a woman reported typical signs of a ZIKA infection 16 days after she had unprotected sex with her male partner. There's only two numbers when written out as words that sum to 33. They're 16 and 90. Here's 16. Masonry, secrecy, the entire story of AIDS. It was discovered by a 33-year-old doctor. The patient zero was named Michael. Michael's 33. These are numbers important to Freemasonry. It's Freemasonry that controls our media, that controls our medical field, that controls science, that has a stranglehold on this world. We live within a Masonic New World one world order, and this is how it's operated, by the numbers with coincidence programming. Also in this reporting, they say that there might be the same type of thing going on in France right now. They're not sure. The reason that's comical is because France equals 47, just like time, just like ZIKA equals 47. Here's the gematria for ZIKA I meant to put on there. Z's the 26th letter, I the 9th, K the 11th, A the 1st. Added up, ZIKA equals 47. ZIKA was discovered in the year 1947, the year the Zionist state was recognized as a nation. You know, the headlines, the narrative, it's a lie, but the things being done to us are real by the numbers. In Miami, where they had that, they declared it an unsafe zone, a hazard zone, first time in the nation's history because of a threat from a bug. Anyhow, that was all done by the numbers. They started spraying Miami for these mosquitoes on August 4th this year, which was a date with 48 numerology. The word mosquito has gematria of 39 and 48. The word vampire also has gematria of 39. You know, the story of Vlad the Impaler, the original Count Dracula. Vlad in gematria equals 39. The number 39 is significant to the Jewish faith. The 39 books in the Old Testament, the 10 commandments, 10 when written out as a word sums to 39. Our Bill of Rights, 10 of them, were first proposed as 39 proposals on a date with 39 numerology by James Madison. Madison equals 39. It's a nation of history by the numbers, by these Jewish, Masonic people in high places. And these people do real stuff to us by the numbers. You know, ZIKA might not be real, but the actions taken are real. Spraying people with petrochemicals is real, and those chemicals are likely hazardous. So now from ZIKA to Richard Branson, let's look at what a hoax this is. This is just a ridiculous story. Richard Branson's another one of these billionaire fronts, supposedly an inventor. All these people really are fronts for the Masonic gang that's really behind them. Richard Branson crashes his bike. I thought I was going to die. Just wait until we look at the pictures. That has gematria of 121, just like Revelation. Revelation, the book of prophecy, book this gang codes from. The date this happened was August 22nd, a date which can be written 22/8, where Richard Branson's from, the UK. Gematria of 228 syncs up with the way the date's written. Death on August 22nd. This year, that was a date with 66 numerology. Richard Branson's currently 66 years old. In Jewish gematria, king equals 66. This man, very much a king of modern times. Billionaire, mega celebrity, mega rich. It was a date with 39 numerology, go figure. Number of books in the Old Testament. It was a date with 46 numerology, the sacrifice number. For those of you who've been following my Donald Trump work, I said to look out for that date for a long time. He ended up getting the cover of Time magazine with his face melting. The cover says Meltdown, has the prophecy coding within it. I need to do a video on Donald Trump. I discovered something else about the assassination coding. For those of you waiting for that information, it will come very shortly. With this story, though, the date of the incident was also a date with a life lesson number, today. This news comes out today. The accident happened August 22nd. The news was brand new today, August 22nd, 2016. A date with a life lesson number of 43. Richard equals 43, so does Virgin. He is the CEO of Virgin Group. Funny, we're talking about ZIKA and sex and Richard Branson and Virgin, huh? With our coincidence programming. So what I noticed about his birthday is he's born July 18th, 18/7, the homicide code, fateful numbers. Says he's worth $5.1 billion. The word conspiracy is 51. His name in simple English gematria, 144, very special number, a number connected to death, connected to time. I imagine when Richard Branson does die, he will die by the numbers, and he might very well end up dying August 22nd at the rate we're going with the coincidence programming. Mansion burns down, near-death bicycle accident. Just wait. He was born in 50. When you write out 50, it sums to 66. 66 years old right now. His date of birth has the following numerology as you see on the screen. New World Order connection, New World Order agent. The name Branson alone in gematria also has the 38 connection, a number connected to death. Here's the picture right here. Look at this. This is the picture put out in the ad that he nearly died from this bicycle accident. You can tell he's like smiling, grinning. You know, the cheek's a little bit skinned up. Supposedly he landed on his shoulder and the side of his face. I mean, this is so minor. Most of us growing up, playing, learning to ride bikes, you know, do the monkey bars, we had some accidents. We fell, scraped up our faces, got our chin smashed. Probably no worse than what happened to Richard Branson. But when it's Richard Branson, it's national news and it's dramatic and he nearly died. But you can just see it's a grand mocking. He's grinning in the picture where in truth it's probably just makeup on his face. And really, who's taking these pictures? How did he get here? Oh, goodness. Richard Branson in the neck brace with the skinned up cheek. Oh, and then look at this shot. Then he's walking around with the neck brace. Here he is in his bed. I mean, oh, goodness. So get this. In 2011, on August 22nd, the story was written August 23rd. The house burned August 22nd. Fire destroys private island home of Virgin Head Richard Branson. The date it happened was a date with 61 numerology. Richard in simple English gematria sums to 61. It's the God number. Miracle equals 61. Church equals 61. This is a story of lightning hitting his house and setting fire. It was a date with 41 numerology. The word king also has gematria 41. Interesting how both dates connect to king. Richard Branson, again, a modern day king, mega billionaire, living the life. Lightning strike has gematria also syncing up with Branson. A lightning strike sparked a fire Monday that destroyed the Caribbean island home of Virgin Group chairman Richard Branson. A statement from the media mogul said. About 20 people, including Oscar-winning actress Kate Winslet, were in the house at the time of the fire, which broke out around 4 a.m., Branson said. No one was injured. So in the middle of the night, you know, when most people are asleep, for a number of foundation, a number that destruction is done by. Many thanks to Kate Winslet for helping carry my 90-year-old mom. Remember, 90 is the only other number that sums to 33. We'll talk about what 33 has to do with this. Branson wrote in the emailed statement. Branson said the house located on Necker Island. Necker has gematria of 38. Like fire. Fire equals 38. Death equals 38. Branson 38. Perfect. Necker Island, the 74-acre private island. Masonic 74. Jewish 74. The billionaire owns in the British Virgin Islands. It was destroyed with along thousands of photographs and notebooks. But all my family and friends are well, which in the end is all that really matters. You know, you got to think a billionaire wouldn't need to burn down his house for insurance fraud, but a lot of these super rich people, they're psychotic about their money. Hard to say what's going on. Sounds like Jewish lightning, right? So, what storm was it that was responsible for the lightning strike that took down the house? It was Tropical Storm Irene. Of course, it was. Irene has gematria 51, like conspiracy, and also 33. 33, the number of false flags, also connecting to Virgin Group. Virgin Group equals 156. 33, when written out, equals 156. February 2nd is the 33rd day of the year. When written out, it sums to 156. As above, so below, the Masonic motto that's encompassed in the Seal of Solomon, the Star of David, 2 3-sided triangles, 3 and 3. As above, so below, 156. False flag also sums to 156. Both of these stories, in a way, are really like bizarre, ridiculous false flags. Just false media programming of tragedies. Stuff to just, you know, give... Part of the reason they do this to us is they just always need to give us some stupid programming to fill our minds. Probably with the hope that we don't think about how ridiculous this world is that we live in. And also so that the next time the next coincidence rolls around, we go, oh, there's just another coincidence. Funny how everything's a coincidence in this world. 911, the 156th prime. The World Trade Centers existed for 33 years. They were built by a company with 156 gematria. It's probably all just a coincidence. So anyway, that's it, Truth Seeker. Coincidence programming, it goes on every day in the media. You know, today's stories just back to back, just made me laugh. Wanted to share them with you. Hope you appreciate, enjoy. Until next time.